Breaking news. An extraordinary new object has been detected streaking through our solar system C, divided by 2025 V1 Borisov. First identified by Gennady Borisov from Crimea, the same astronomer who discovered the second interstellar object ever recorded, 2I divided by Borisov. But this time, something's different. This object isn't just another comet, it sits in an extraordinary position, directly between Earth and the mysterious interstellar visitor, 3I divided by Atlas. At first glance, it looks faint, barely distinguishable from background stars, yet its trajectory, its timing, and its behavior defy expectation. It has no visible tail, no glowing stream of dust or gas like a normal comet. In most of the recorded images, all astronomers see is a dim cloud, shapeless and ghost-like. Only in 2 of 10 observations has a faint, short tail been noticed, so faint it might vanish with a blink. That absence raises questions. How can a comet survive so close to the Sun without outgassing, without shedding material? How can something appear so still in the storm of solar radiation? This is where the mystery deepens. As 3I divided by Atlas approaches Jupiter after its violent encounter with the Sun in late October, it too has remained oddly intact. Bombarded by intense solar wind, radiation, and magnetic storms since its perihelion, Atlas shows no discernible tail either. It reflects sunlight brightly, like a compact metallic shard, rather than a dusty comet. The comparison between Atlas and Borisov is irresistible. 2 luminous travelers, both defying the same natural rules, both crossing paths near Earth at almost the same time. Then, the data grows stranger. China releases the first official Tianwen-1 images captured from Mars orbit in early October. The photos are low resolution, blurred by cosmic dust and distance, but they confirm the object's presence near Mars, tiny, bright, moving across a dark frame. The Chinese National Space Administration describes it simply as a point of light showing no visible tail. The release triggers a wave of speculation. If Tianwen saw it, what did NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter record? What about ESA or JAXA? Why the silence from those agencies? As scientists wait for higher resolution data, simulations begin to paint a more astonishing picture. Using Skylive's 3D mapping software, astronomers visualize a living map of the solar system. It shows not 1, but 3 mysterious travelers, 3I divided by Atlas, C divided by 2025, V1 Borisov, and C divided by 2025 K1 Atlas, all moving on unusually shaped, tilted orbits. From Earth's viewpoint, these 3 objects are converging in a strange celestial choreography. C divided by 2025 K1 Atlas gleams golden in the constellation Leo, its glowing tail unlike anything seen before. C divided by 2025 V1, Borisov appears as a grayish cloud in Virgo, close to 3. I divided by Atlas, another interstellar mystery with a metallic shimmer, on November 6. If you were to gaze through a telescope, you'd witness something breathtaking. All 3 objects forming an almost perfect arrangement in the night sky. 2 days later, on November 8, the alignment becomes nearly flawless, a straight line stretching across constellations, from Leo through Virgo, a cosmic thread connecting 3 anomalies of unknown origin. Is this coincidence? Or are we seeing a deeper pattern emerging, a universal geometry revealing itself? Astronomers debate fiercely. Some dismiss it as chance statistical noise in the endless motion of the cosmos. Others whisper about resonance, an uncharted rhythm connecting matter and magnetism across the solar system. It's as if the universe is trying to tell us something, one observer writes. And then there's the Sunday. The same week these alignments occur, solar activity erupts with astonishing violence. Giant sunspots appear on the far side of the sun, releasing massive flares and coronal mass ejections. The Earth's magnetic field trembles. Satellites register G3 level geomagnetic storms, the kind that can disrupt communications and glow across the poles. Some analysts notice a curious alignment when the solar flares strike. The Earth, Sun, and another object, C divided by 2025 A6, lemon are perfectly in line. Coincidence again? Or part of the same cosmic pattern forming in front of us? When researchers rewind the simulation to November 5, they see the same geometry repeating Sun, Earth, lemon, and the direction of Atlas and Borisov, forming a vast energetic axis through space. It's as if invisible threads of gravity and radiation are weaving between these bodies. The effect, they say, could amplify solar activity through magnetic resonance, sending waves of energy rippling through the solar system. Scientists predict that the sun's heightened activity will continue for weeks. Some even speculate that the resonance of these alignments might influence plasma flow around the inner planets. It's only a theory, but it adds one more layer to a puzzle already rich with contradictions. By mid-November, C divided by 2025 V1 Borisov is projected to reach perihelion, its closest approach to the Sunday. If the orbital calculations are correct, it will pass above the ecliptic plane slightly out of the common path most planets share, and at that moment, it will almost form a perfect line with Earth and Atlas. 3 points, a line across billions of kilometers, shimmering like beads on a cosmic thread. Astronomers call it the axis of light, a term that carries both scientific and poetic weight. Some dismiss it as pure geometry. Others, more romantic or speculative, believe such alignments may reveal hidden principles of motion or electromagnetic resonance that humanity has yet to understand. Could it be that we're witnessing not random orbits, but a deeper order, a signature of a universal design? Or are we simply imposing meaning on the endless ballet of celestial mechanics? And then there are those who see it differently, not as a cosmic design, but as a warning. Since October 21, when the first major solar storms began, unusual objects have been appearing one after another. Comets, asteroids, and now interstellar visitors, all within the same sector of the inner solar system. Could there be a link between the sun's violent awakening and these mysterious arrivals? Could solar energy itself be attracting or awakening dormant interstellar fragments drifting through space? Each theory leads to more questions. No one knows for sure. But one fact is clear. We're entering a new phase of cosmic activity unlike anything observed in decades. The instruments are ready, the telescopes are watching, and the world waits for the next data point that could either confirm coincidence or redefine our understanding of celestial order. From the quiet plains of Crimea to observatories across Europe and Asia, the scientific community holds its breath. In the constellation Virgo, just beyond the path of Venus, a faint gray light moves silently, C divided by 2025 V1 Borisov, the newcomer that could change everything. As November unfolds, the strange convergence of celestial bodies deepens. The three visitors, 3I divided by Atlas, C divided by 2025 V1 Borisov, and C divided by 2025 K1 Atlas move through space like synchronized dancers, their paths bending toward an invisible harmony. From Earth telescopes, the patterns grow clearer. On the night of November 6, amateur astronomers across Europe and Asia record an extraordinary sight. The three luminous points appear nearly aligned, stretching across Virgo and Leo. The golden tail of K1 Atlas blazes at one end, Borisov glows faintly in the middle, and 3I divided by Atlas burns bright beyond a perfect arrangement across the void. For some, it's a cosmic coincidence. For others, it feels like a signal. The following morning, observatories begin analyzing magnetic data from the Sunday. The readings are troubling. Solar flares recorded on November 5 appear to have doubled in intensity, and streams of charged particles are now bombarding Earth's magnetosphere. The auroras reach unusually low latitudes. Instruments detect disturbances in the ionosphere, subtle oscillations that correlate precisely with the moment of alignment between Earth, the Sun, and the comets. It's as if some vast magnetic resonance has been triggered across space. Meanwhile, reports emerge from the International Astronomical Union's Minor Planets Center. 10 observation logs confirm that Borisov remains tailless, even as it approaches perihelion. Most describe it as a dim gray sphere with minimal gas emission. 2 of those reports, from Japan and Chile, record a faint streak about 70 arcseconds long, barely enough to qualify as a tail. The rest show nothing. This anomaly mirrors the enigma of 3I divided by Atlas, which, despite heavy radiation, continues to show no outgassing, no dust jets, no coma expansion. Both objects appear strangely solid, almost metallic, reflecting sunlight cleanly without diffusion. By November 8, the alignment reaches its peak. In the 3D Sky Live model, the line connecting Earth, Borisov, and 3I divided by Atlas is perfect, almost mathematically precise. Astronomers watch in awe as simulation after simulation shows the same result. In Virgo, their projected paths intersect in a single glowing thread. It's as though the universe itself is sketching geometry for us to decipher. The phenomenon is soon nicknamed the Virgo axis. Scientists debate what this could mean. Some propose a purely orbital explanation, that it's a statistical inevitability when multiple comets share similar inclinations. Others suggest electromagnetic coupling, where solar radiation interacts with the conductive materials of these bodies, creating synchronized orbits through unseen forces. The words magnetohydrodynamic resonance begin appearing in research notes. It's speculative, unconfirmed, but it captures the imagination of thousands watching online. Solar activity, too, remains at historic highs. Sunspots the size of continents erupt on the solar surface. Observers track coronal loops stretching hundreds of thousands of kilometers into space. And every few days, massive plasma waves are hurled toward the inner planets. Space agencies issue alerts for satellite operators. Pilots report compass interference, while auroras streak across skies as far south as Rome and Istanbul. It's a dazzling but dangerous time to observe the heavens. Through all of this, Borisov continues its silent approach. It crosses the orbital path of Venus, drifting just above the ecliptic plane. Observers notice a strange stability in its light curve. It neither brightens nor dims as expected. Normally, a comet nearing the sun flares in brightness, releasing gas and ice. Borisov does not. Its magnitude remains constant, as if it resists the sun's power. It's like it's made of something that refuses to melt, one astronomer writes in frustration. Could it be rocky, metallic, or even composite part, natural, part unknown? Speculation spreads like wildfire. Forums and science blogs begin calling Borisov the Silent One. Others nickname it the Mirror, suggesting its surface reflects sunlight in unnatural ways. A few voices whisper theories too bold to print ideas about artificial objects, interstellar probes, or long dormant technology drifting between stars. Officially, scientists dismiss such talk, but privately, some admit the data makes no sense. Then comes a new piece of the puzzle. On November 7, the Stellarium software simulation shows something extraordinary. The three objects, 3I divided by Atlas, C divided by 2025 V, 1 Borisov, and C divided by 2025 K1 Atlas, form a geometric triangle between the constellations Virgo and Leo, right as the sun rotates toward maximum activity. It's as if the triangle mirrors the shape of the sun's magnetic field during peak flare cycles. The coincidence is uncanny. In laboratories, astrophysicists model how solar wind might interact with such alignments. Some predict magnetic wave amplification, others propose phase interference. But the truth is simpler and stranger. No one knows why these objects appeared where they did, or why their geometry fits so neatly within the parameters of solar storms. Meanwhile, the Tianwen-1 team confirms new details. Their early October Mars orbit observations are reanalyzed, revealing that 3I divided by Atlas exhibits high reflectivity on one side, suggesting patches of metallic or silicate-rich material. There are even hints of localized magnetic fields, tiny but measurable. If true, it would mean Atlas behaves unlike any known comet. NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, still silent due to administrative delays, becomes the next hope for clarity. But the delay fuels suspicion. Why are high-resolution images being withheld? By mid-November, as Borisov nears its closest approach to the Sun, the alignment grows even more precise. From Earth, the three objects seem to trace a single radiant path through the early dawn. Telescopes from Chile, Hawaii, and Spain capture their progress in overlapping frames, stacking the exposures to track motion against the background stars. The result is haunting three elongated streaks, moving in near-perfect unison, each glowing with a different hue. K1, Atlas, burns gold, Borisov gray, and 3I divided by Atlas icy blue. Together, they form a spectrum, a ribbon of light through darkness. Online, millions watch live streams of these events as commentators speculate about a cosmic signal or interstellar message. The rational explanations, coincidence, orbital resonance, solar physics compete with wilder ideas of intention, communication, or celestial synchronization. Every viewer seems to sense something greater unfolding, even if it defies language. Then, as if on cue, the sun unleashes another storm. On November 10, a powerful X-class flare erupts, blasting radiation straight toward Earth. The auroras intensify again, glowing blood red across northern skies. Observatories lose radio contact for several minutes, and in the background of it all, the alignment holds unmoved, untouched, as though the solar chaos were part of its design. For the first time, scientists begin to question whether these alignments might influence solar behavior rather than merely coincide with it. Could large interstellar bodies, passing near magnetic nodes, trigger chain reactions within the solar plasma field? Or are they simply caught in the storm's path, reflecting the violence of the star they orbit? Amid uncertainty, one truth emerges. The cosmos seems more alive, more reactive than ever. Each flare, each alignment, each flicker of light carries a whisper of design. The data remains incomplete, the conclusions elusive, but the story, this unfolding celestial mystery, grows stronger with each passing night. And as the sun roars and the comets align, Earth watches, wondering whether these travelers are messengers, coincidences, or something far beyond our understanding. By November 16, the day of Borisov's predicted perihelion, the solar system seems to hold its breath. The object passes closer to the sun than anyone dared expect, skimming the inner boundary of the ecliptic plane. From ground-based telescopes, Borisov looks unchanged. No burst of light, no gas jets, no shimmering tail. Instead, it remains calm, unwavering, like a polished stone drifting through fire. At its closest point, it appears to form an immaculate line with Earth and 3I divided by Atlas, the so-called axis of light. Across observatories, screens flicker with data streams, coordinates, and measurements that seem to defy every established model of comet behavior. The questions multiply. Why does Borisov remain intact while ordinary comets disintegrate under lesser heat? Why does its brightness not fluctuate? And why, during its perihelion, do electromagnetic readings from the sun show subtle but measurable interference, a pattern that echoes the same pulse frequency recorded during 3I divided by Atlas's perihelion weeks earlier? It is as if these two distant travelers share a resonance, an invisible link, one responding to the other across millions of kilometers. Theories flood scientific journals and social feeds alike. Some propose a shared interstellar origin, fragments of the same parent body ejected from another star system. Others venture further, suggesting that these objects might carry within them materials foreign to the known periodic table, conductive alloys capable of interacting with solar plasma in ways we cannot yet model. In darker corners of discussion, the idea arises that Borisov and Atlas are not just visitors, but instruments, devices performing an unknown function, ancient remnants of an intelligence long gone or long watching. For now, evidence remains elusive. All that can be proven is their stability. Even after weeks of intense radiation, Borisov remains as steady as when first observed. Meanwhile, 3I divided by Atlas, having passed perihelion, is slowly receding toward Jupiter's orbit. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory releases its newest data, confirming something astonishing. Atlas's non-gravitational acceleration has dropped below measurable limits. It no longer deviates from predicted motion. It is, by all appearances, a solid, controlled object, one that refuses to behave like ice or dust. In China, the Tianwen-1 mission makes headlines once more. The Chinese National Space Administration publishes the official low-resolution photos of 3I divided by Atlas taken from Mars orbit. They show a small bright dot moving behind Mars's shadow, almost indistinguishable from noise. Many experts express disappointment. It tells us almost nothing, one researcher laments. But to the public, the images carry symbolic weight. They confirm that multiple nations are now watching the same mystery unfold from different corners of the solar system. The race for clarity becomes global. In Washington, a U.S. Congresswoman publicly demands NASA release its high-resolution, high-rise images captured by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The agency replies that the data will be processed once the government shutdown ends. The answer fuels suspicion, frustration, and endless speculation. Are the images being withheld due to technical issues or because they reveal something extraordinary? Scientists insist there is no cover-up, yet their cautious phrasing only feeds the fire of curiosity. When the Spanish Observatory releases a new image of 3I divided by Atlas on November 5, it sparks fresh debate. For the first time, a faint tail-like feature appears opposite the sun's direction, just a small wisp, barely visible through the noise. Yet its mere presence changes the narrative. Could this be proof of late-stage outgassing? Or is it a reflective artifact from a smooth surface, scattering sunlight like a mirror? No one agrees. The image, though imperfect, deepens the divide between skeptics and believers. Despite the uncertainty, one thing is undeniable. 3I divided by Atlas remains remarkably unchanged. After surviving the sun's full wrath, it shows no major mass loss, no explosive activity, no jet formations. Even its spectral signature remains stable. Most comets brighten and fade erratically after perihelion, shedding volatile material in bursts. Atlas does not. Its light curve is smooth, its color constant. It's almost as if it was built to endure, not to decay. The implications are staggering. If both Borisov and Atlas are interstellar remnants, they may represent the first tangible samples of material forged beyond our sun pieces of other planetary systems that drifted for eons before crossing our sky. Studying them could reveal how matter behaves under alien conditions, how elements mix, and whether life's building blocks are universal. But if they are more than that, if their composition suggests engineering rather than nature, then humanity stands at the edge of a paradigm shift as profound as the discovery of fire. While the scientific world argues, the sun continues to rage. Another sequence of coronal mass ejections sweeps through the inner system. Spacecraft detect surges in charged particle density around both Borisov and Atlas, as if the objects themselves amplify the solar wind. Some instruments pick up rhythmic fluctuations, repeating at intervals of 11 minutes echoes of the mysterious energy pulses observed months earlier around Atlas before its acceleration event. Are these coincidences or signals of a deeper process? The readings remain inconclusive, yet the timing is impossible to ignore. Back on Earth, the public's fascination grows. Live broadcasts track the alignments, showing digital models of the solar system in motion, tracing glowing paths through the constellations. Commentators speak of cosmic communication, resonant harmonics, and the geometry of meaning. Even mainstream outlets begin framing the story as one of discovery and wonder rather than simple astronomy. Something about these alignments, these moments of perfect balance, stirs a feeling older than science itself, that the universe might be trying to tell us something. As December approaches, the attention turns toward one final date, December 19, when 3I divided by Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth before vanishing into deep space forever. It will be our last chance to observe it in detail. Observatories across the world prepare, calibrating instruments, synchronizing with the James Webb Space Telescope and Hubble. For the first time, data will be collected from multiple points across the solar system simultaneously: Earth, Mars, and orbital satellites, forming a vast observational network focused on a single target. It is humanity's collective gaze, aimed at one flicker of light between the stars. Yet beneath the scientific anticipation lies an unease that no one can quite explain. The strange stability, the synchronized alignments, the recurring electromagnetic pulses, they all hint at a pattern too deliberate to dismiss. Still, there is no proof. The scientists remain cautious, refusing to leap into speculation. We're witnessing natural processes, one NASA astrophysicist states firmly. Nature is complex enough without invoking design. But others, quietly, are not so sure. As the world waits, the final data from Borisov's perihelion arrives. The readings confirm it survived intact, its brightness constant, its trajectory unaltered. When compared side by side with 3I divided by Atlas, the correlation between their reflectivity spectra is undeniable. They share almost the same ratio of nickel to iron, the same silicate absorption bands, and the same unusual polarization under sunlight, features unseen in known solar system comets. Two different objects, discovered years apart, yet bearing the same fingerprint of origin. It is as if they were born together. The story ends where it began, with questions. In the quiet hours before dawn, Telescopes capture the faint glow of Atlas drifting toward Jupiter's orbit. It shines softly, defiant, as though whispering a message across the void. Perhaps it is only coincidence. Perhaps it is physics. Or perhaps, hidden within that steady light, there lies an answer humanity has not yet learned how to read. For now, we watch. For now, we wait. And as the narrator's voice fades into the dark expanse of the cosmic map, one final line lingers in the air. Are we truly alone? Or have we simply never known how to listen?